You know that feeling when you have a system in your life that's working just fine? Maybe it's your budget or your workout plan, but you just can't shake that urge to tweak it? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Today we're digging into a really interesting idea that our constant need to improve things can actually, weirdly, make them worse.
Okay, so picture this. You take a look at your personal finances and you know what? Things are pretty much fine. You're saving money, your investments are doing their thing, the budget's working, it feels calm, it feels stable.
I mean, really? Nothing is obviously broken. Not at all. The system you've built is doing exactly what you designed it to do. It's reliable. It's predictable. And yet, there it is. That little voice in the back of your head, that little itch, that pull to just adjust something. Maybe I could optimize this one little thing, you think. It feels harmless, right? Even responsible. But this right here, this is the exact moment a hidden cost starts to creep in.
So where does that feeling even come from, this just one more itch? In a world that's constantly screaming at us to optimize everything, it's really important to get to the bottom of why we feel this need to tinker.
And here's the thing that's so counterintuitive about it. This urge to over-tinker, it doesn't come from being reckless or careless. It's actually the opposite. The people who are most likely to do this are the ones who are diligent, who are conscientious, the ones who really truly want to do a good job. It comes from a place of care. But that care, it has a hidden price tag. And it's not what you think. We're not talking about money here. We're talking about something way, way more valuable.
So let me ask you straight up. What do you think is the real cost of making just one more change to a system that's already working just fine? I mean, really think about it. Is it the time it takes? The risk of making a mistake?
The answer is actually pretty simple. It's your attention. Every single time you even consider a tweak, you are pulling your focus away from literally everything else in your life and aiming it right back at the one thing you thought was already sorted.
You know, there's actually a name for this. It's called cognitive load. Every small adjustment, every little what if, forces you to reevaluate your choices, to compare new options, and to second-guess decisions that were perfectly good. That mental effort, it just piles up, quietly, in the background.
And this is where the dominoes start to fall. When your attention is always fragmented, that sense of calm you had, it becomes fragile. You start checking things more often. You react more quickly to every little bit of news. You start second-guessing good decisions you already made. And suddenly, your stable, quiet system is a source of anxiety.
And all of this activity, all this checking and changing, it tricks us. We fall for this powerful illusion where we mistake all this movement for actual progress. We think if we're busy doing something, we must be moving forward. But that's often not true at all.
So here's the myth we all buy into, that change always feels like progress. But the reality? Especially with a system that's already stable, the real improvement often comes from having the discipline to just leave it alone. All that movement, that constant tweaking, it's not engagement, it's just adding friction where there doesn't need to be any. All right, so if constant change isn't the answer, then what is? It's about learning to recognize the value of finished. It's knowing when the work is actually done and when it's time to just step back.
So how can you tell the difference? Well, it's all about the questions you're asking. An unfinished system should keep asking questions. Could this be better? That's how you build something great. But in a finished system, those same questions just become noise. The mindset has to shift from, could this be better, to, you know what? This is sufficient.
So how do you know for sure if your system is finished? Well, there's a really simple way to test it. You just have to ask yourself one single powerful question. What, specifically, would have to happen for me to change this?
And your answer here, well, it tells you everything you need to know. If your answer is vague, something like, well, if a better option comes along, then you've built a system that's just begging for constant, habitual change. But if your answer is super specific, a major life event happens, like I change jobs or have a kid, then you've built a system that has real, genuine stability.
Okay, this brings us to the final big idea, and it might sound a little weird at first. The goal here isn't to create some exciting, dynamic, attention-grabbing system. The goal is to let your system be, well, boring. That's right, a finished system is boring. And you have to get this. That is not a flaw. That is the entire point. Its value comes from the fact that it's quiet and reliable, not because it's new and exciting. Just think about what a boring system gives you. It doesn't nag you for your attention all the time.
It doesn't reward you for being nervous and constantly checking on it. It absolutely doesn't punish you for being patient. And the biggest payoff of all, it frees you up to think about other things.
Because at the end of the day, true mastery isn't just about knowing how to build a system. It's about knowing when to stop improving it. That is how you create something that you can actually live with day in and day out.
When you really think about it, what's the whole point of any system we build in our lives? It's not supposed to become a full-time hobby that eats up all our energy. The most valuable systems, the truly great ones, are the ones that work so well and so quietly in the background that they free you to just think about other things. So, what would you do with all that reclaimed attention?